World Cultural Festival. The great Indian saint Swami Vivekananda once proclaimed, "We are but different streams flowing into the same ocean." These words echoes a timeless truth that diversity in languages, customs, and beliefs is but the many colors of one grand tapestry of humanity. Dear brothers and sisters, all our heart beats to different rhythms, yet they all resonate with the same universal song of love and togetherness. Each culture represents a unique germ, and when brought together, they form a radiant crown of global harmony. This World Cultural Festival is a reminder that unity is not found in uniformity, but in joyous embrace of diversity, celebrating the spirit of one world, one family. As part of Universal Wisdom for United World Lecture Series, this morning we are pleased to welcome Professor Ramachandra G. Bhatt, an eminent scholar of Vedanta, Yoga and Sanskrit, and former Vice Chancellor of S. Vyasa University. With over 5 decades of teaching, research, and leadership, he has nurtured thousands of students and contributed significantly to Vedic studies, yoga psychology, and Veda-based ecology. He has authored about 13 books on culture, Gurukulam education, and technological methodologies. In recognition of his expertise and scholarship, he has been nominated as a member of many prestigious academic, administrative, and advisory bodies across the country, including Karnataka Knowledge Commission, Government of Karnataka, Higher Education Planning Committee, Government of Gujarat, Yoga Education Planning Committee, Maharshi Sandipani Veda Vidyalaya Pratisthana, and many more. He is also the recipient of numerous national honors. He continues to guide seekers as chairman of Veda Vijnana Shoda Samsthana, Bengaluru. We are honored to have him with us today. Please join me in welcoming Professor Ramachandran G. Bhatt.
Om Vasudha ಕುಟುಂಬ ರಚಿಸೋಣ ವಸುಧಾ ಕುಟುಂಬ ರಚಿಸೋಣ ತಾಯಿಯ ಗುಣಗಾನ ಭಾರತಿ ಜಯ ಭಾರತಿ ಜಯ ಭಾರತಿ ಜಯ ಭಾರತಿ ವಸುಧಾ ಕುಟುಂಬ ರಚಿಸೋಣ ಮೊಳಗಲಿ ತಾಯ ಯಶೋಗಾನ ಮೊಳಗಲಿ ತಾಯ ಯಶೋಗಾನ ಭಾರತಿ ಜಯ ಭಾರತಿ ಜಯ ಭಾರತಿ ಜಯ ಭಾರತಿ ಜಯ ಭಾರತಿ ಅಹಂ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀ ಸಂಗಮನೀ ವಸೂನಾಂ ಚಿಕಿತುಷೀ ಪ್ರಥಮಾ ಯಜ್ಞಿಯಾನಾಂ ಪರಮ ಪೂಜ್ಯ ಸ್ವಾಮಿವರ್ಯ ಮಧುಸೂದನ ಸರಸ್ವತಿ ಪಾದಕಮಲಯೋಃ ಪ್ರಣಾಮಾಃ. ವಿಶ್ವಸ್ಯ ನಾನಾ ದೇಶೇಭ್ಯಃ तथा राष्ट्रस्य अस्य भारतस्य अत्र सभायां समवेताः आत्मीयाः छात्राः महनीयाः मातरः च This highly motivating scenario of this Sabhamantapam reminds me that glorious age of Satya Yuga, where all were one. Nahi bhedosti varnanam sarvam brahmamidam sthitam. Sarvam brahmamidam. Irrespective of their separate identities, nationality, caste, creed, सर्वे अमृतस्य पुत्राः. That was the pathiyam, food stuff for every traveler, every commuter. So it was totally integrated, holistic one. Irrespective of their gender, their separate identities, colors, caste, creed, we all belong to the same root, which is nothing but essentially divine. Essentially divine. So, when we study the Vedas, which can be just compared to the Gangam Payaha, the most holistic, holiest water, purest water of Gomukha of Himalaya. That Himalayan clarion call, it tells all are Amritasya Putra, all are children of the same Brahman, Parabrahman. Yatra Vishwam Bhavati Ekanidam Prithvi Samudra Paryanta Ekarat Jagati Sagarambara. How many references? Innumerable such references from the Vedic lore. In Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharvaveda. Shiksha, Kalpaha, Vyakaranam, Chandaha, Niruktam, Jyotisham. Nowadays we call it Indian knowledge system, Bharatiya Jnana Sampada. That Bharatiya Jnana Sampada, treasure house of Indian knowledge, that gives proper guidance how to understand and how to behave with that sense of fraternity, unity and integrity. So, Mahanarayana Upanishad says, Yatra Vishwam Bhavati Ekanidam. So in this nest, this whole Vasudha Kutumba resides together. So, Vasudha Kutumba Rajisona Molagali Taya Yashogana. That Yashogana, now the real song of eternity. So, this particular time it is called Amrita Kala. That is why I earnestly feel that the dawn of Satya Yuga again, where we are all very active participants sitting here in this divine hall, the whole one world, whole in this nest, yatra vishwam bhavati ekaneedam. Our concept was that Samudra Paryanta Ekarat. It is no division of kingdoms and countries, nations, in the name of cults, in the name of caste, creed. It is never heard of in our tradition, in our Rishi Parampara. Already it is 75 years in the post-independence period. So much cacophony. Now again that song of symphony, that must be our national song. Vasudha Kutumba Rachisona. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. This big family, universal family, universal nest, universal Ganga Dhara. For us, Bharatiyas, this diversity is not at all familiar. Nowhere in our literature you can see any divisive thoughts. Such feelings have no place at all in this Bharata Bhumi. Chaturvedaha Puranani, Sarvopanishadaha, Ramayanam Bharatam, Gita Shadarshanani, Jainagamaha, Tripitakaha, Guru Granthaha, Satangiraha, Yeshaha Jnananidhihi Shrestha Shraddheyo Hridi Sarvada. In our heart we have that Shraddha to every stream of knowledge, every stream of cognitive clarity. So Jnana Pradhana Samaj, that Jnana, it is Akhandam Jnanam. We have inherited that Rishi culture. Now, after 75 years of independence, we are seeing the dawn of Amrita Vela, Amrita Ghali, Ghatika. Here, in this juncture, we have to discard all those divisive thoughts and feelings. Ekavata Chaya, under that big banyan tree, all of us sitting and doing Yoga Yaga Yatra. That is the specialty of this Dhamma, Sai Dhamma. So we are all here together. It is so inspiring to see this scenario where we are all sitting together and participating in Satsanga, Ashtavakra Gita Satsanga. This is what we can share our Indian thoughts with all of you. This is from the Vedic sources and other sources. We have 6 systems of philosophy: Sankhya, Yoga, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Purvamimamsa, Uttamimamsa. And such shastras, 6 type of sciences. That is Purvamimamsa, Uttamimamsa, Nyaya, Vyakarana, Jyotisham and Dharma Shastra. These are all called shastras, sciences, different disciplines of science. Like that we have yoga, yaga, karma kanda, dhyana kanda, jnana kanda. All these different disciplines of Indian knowledge sources, they lead to the same oneness. Ekatmata. This is called Ekatmata Stotram. Every morning we chant this one. And one very important supporting thing taking place now in the scientific scenario also, that also supports this emotional integration. Ekatmata stotram, ekatmata shastram, ekatmata chintanam. It is very highly inspiring because whatever archaeological surveys are conducted nowadays, they also support that the whole humanity, Sakala Manava, Janasamuha, it belongs to the same source. Ekam sat vipraha bahudha vadanti agnim yamam matarishwanamahu. That is how Rigveda tells. Ekarat, that is Atharva Veda's Udghosha, clarion call. When Shastra and science, philosophy and science, philosophy, science and technology, all these 3 walk together, march ahead. What that destination they reach, that is Ekatmata, Vasudha Kutumba. Recently, Bagor site in Madhya Pradesh, and before that Raki Ghadi site in Haryana, where so much excavation is taking place from many years, decades together, that work is going on. Scientists are so happy now because they could see, they could find out that DNA of the oldest mankind under the sun, so that our biological science, it proves that the same DNA from which origin the whole humanity emerged. Whether they are Africans or Mongolians or Aryans of Bharat, in spite of their colors and shapes and interests and attitudes and interests, all they belong to the same origin. That is very surprising, very much supporting. Now nobody can argue that we are different. We belong to this caste, that caste. No. Vasudha Kutumba Rachisona. That is our clarion call. The recent discovery shows that the oldest root found, seed found, it proves that source of human race, it goes back and back, lakhs together, thousands formerly, nowadays still more years back. That original seed of mankind proves that the same Rishi blood is flowing in every human being, irrespective of their gender, color, creed, caste. That is why nobody can go for that cacophonic sound. It is harmony, harmony, harnessing human integration. That must be our mantra of this Amrita Kala after 75 years of independence. Gone are those days. Now the new dawn of Amrita Kala. Vayam Amritasya Putraha. In the same time, we could see that dawn of new revelation of thoughts. In 1917, great Rishi of Ramana Maharshi Parampara, great Rishi Devarata from Gokarna of Western Ghat could reveal this Vedas, Chando Manjari, Chando Darshanam, so that still that same Rishi blood is flowing in our Dhamani, in our 72,000 nadis of human anatomy and physiology. So Rakhi Ghadi and Bagor site, these sites, they have re-established our integration of mankind. So our belief, our Shraddha is supported by scientific discoveries and various kinds of evidences which scientists could reveal. We must thank them. And many great scholars also. Great scholars, those who were here in 18th and 19th centuries, even 20th century also. Great persons like William Jones, Will Durant, such scholars, foreign scholars, scholars from Europe, they could support this Ekatmata, Vasudha Kutumba concept. So, William Jones, one who was Chief Justice of Supreme Court, who got mastery over more than 20 languages, including Sanskrit, he could translate Kalidasa's Abhijnana Shakuntalam into English, so that great scholars of Europe, they could enjoy that depth of knowledge and depth of art, beauty of art, depth of knowledge. Likewise, many great scholars from Germany, France, many such countries who were ruling some part of this Bharat, they came here to rule, but after having studied that glorious chapter of Satya Yuga, Ramayana, Mahabharata time, they changed their attitude. And they translated our Upanishads, Darashiko, Aurangzeb's brother, big brother, translated more than 50 Upanishads into Persian language. Through that, many scholars from Europe, they could understand the depth of knowledge of this great country, Bharat. T.S. Eliot, one who wrote a great poetry called Wasteland, he studied Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. And there are many scholars now. They belong to school of philosophy. They study Brihadaranyaka Upanishad and Ishavasya Upanishad with so much devotion. So after having studied Brihadaranyaka, T.S. Eliot, the great poet of English literature, could quote from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Damyata Datta Dayadhvam. This sutra, this aphorism he took from the Upanishad. What is this? Now this is very important formula for integration. There are three mindsets: Asuri mindset, Daivika mindset, and Manusha mindset. Three mindsets are there. In every person, this mindset will be there. Sometime early in the morning, when we get up at Brahma Muhurta, all are like Brahma. They are Vishishta, Prakrishta, Vipra. So with that Sattvic mindset, they will be doing good things only. That is why that time is called the most auspicious time, Brahma Muhurta. That time is called Satya Yuga. So that mind will be calm and quiet, already sublimated. That is why human being, they become suras, devatas. When that sattva is mixed with a little bit rajas afterwards, after the sun rises, some rajas will be there, some problems we face, so that anger, sometime mind will be emotionally negative. That time we become human beings. Ubhabhyam punya papabhyam manusham. Mix up both. That is what Manava. Only punya embodied devas. Only tamasika pravritti, it is always drowsy. That type of people will be there. They are all asuras. Three set of mind. That's all. It is nothing to do with any caste, creed and everything. These are all divisive thoughts. It is only depending upon their mind style and mindset and lifestyle. So three type of people facing so many problems in their kingdoms, respective kingdoms, approach Prajapati, and Prajapati gives that Dakara formula. The. Just having given that formula, he became mom. They waited again, but Prajapati was in deep contemplation, so that they started going back to their respective kingdoms and they started thinking, contemplating on that. What is this Dakara? It is dana, giving, sharing. That is what one set of mind, Manusha, Manushya says. And another one again tries to decode that the formula. For him it is daya, because demonic people will be full of violent tendencies. So that they think on that line, and Dakara becomes a message for them, that is daya. So devatas, they are fully equipped people, highly elevated, but sometime ego problem haunts them, so that it is self-control. Sanyamaha, so damaha, so damyata datta dayadhvam. These three sutras, formula, becomes guiding principle to all irrespective of their nationality and the caste, creed, and everything. Now, that is how we all belong to the same Kutumbam. Vasudha Kutumba Rajisona. Likewise, Will Durant and so many other scholars, those who were essentially scientifically rooted people, they also started respecting Indian science, Indian ethos. And among all these Indian sources, the main source for all of us it is Upanishad and Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Vedas are there. Samhita, Brahmana, Aranyaka, and Upanishads, 4 are there. But Upanishads became so popular, it is so motivating highly that in German, scholars of that time established so much big research center. There they preserved very rare manuscripts of Indian origin. Heisenberg. Likewise, in England also, Edinburgh, there also they have such great treasure house of manuscript, very rare manuscripts. Recently, there was so much search in Indian mathematics. From Bombay IIT, Sanskrit department, they have taken that task for unearthing. But research scholars could find such rare treatises, such manuscripts in New Zealand. So, we can find such sources across the whole world. How it is possible? Because all of them, they know the real origin of mankind, it is from this Bharat. So, Vasudha Kutumba. Vasudha Kutumba is the main mantra of this time. When Vivekananda was there, he could give that clarion call. Maharshi Aurobindo, who was brought up in London but took Kamalakatar and helped revolutionaries of Bharat for independence. And when he came, he took that mission to understand Bharat, studying Sanskritam. And his works are so very rich sources of knowledge of Bharatiya Jnana Sampada. His books, The Secret of the Vedas, it reveals that secret of the Vedic insight. Like that, many Shishyas of Ramana Maharshi, many disciples of many great masters like Sathya Sai Baba and Pujya Madhusudan Sai, across the world, we see that. That integration is so tangible and visible to us now. That is why God has given us this time of Amrita Kala after 75 years of Bharat. That Bharat it is vanished. Now new dawn, it is visible to our eyes. Jagad Ekasutram. So many scholars warned also. Now it is so much great race, rat race type going on. But this race of science and technology must have proper guidance and basement from the source of Upanishad. Will Durant told like this. We must go to Indian roots. This rush, this rat race for supremacy never takes us to the divine grace. We must go back to Indian sources. It is our duty. That is why nowadays that Vishwa Bhratritva and Vishwa Netritva and Vishwa Gurutva, that is the main challenge to us now. When this expectation is becoming very big voice, we have to respond positively so that sarve bhavantu sukhinaha, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. That must be our mantra. And Samskrita must be our bhasha. Because when that source of mankind is there in Haryana, land of Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Saraswati river belt, what was that language during that time? It was Samskritam, Samskritam, Samskritam. So, Ruchira, Gabhira, Bharata Bhusha, Bhrajate Samprati Varasura Bhasha, Panini Munikrita Vaganu Shasana Niyamita Vimala Pada. That is how, let us be very much optimistic that Samskritam Vishwabhasha, Upanishad Vishwavedaha, Yogaha Vishwamantraha, Atmiyata Vishwanadaha, Bharatiya Sangeetam Vishwasangeetam, Itham Asmakam Ekatmata, Sarvada Edhatam Shobhatam, Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu, Om Swasti, Om Swasti, Om Swasti, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, Harihi Om, Shri Krishna Arpanamastu.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words. We request Sri Ramurthy, sir, Trustee Prashanti Balamandira Trust, to present a token of love and gratitude to Professor Ramachandra Ji Bhatt. We shall now have short 15 minutes break, after which we will reconvene for Satya Darpan.
Jai Jai Sai Ma, He Sai Saraswati Ma, Jai Jai Sai Ma, He Sai
Hari Om Narayana. शान्ताकारा भुजगशयना पद्मनाभा नारायणा भुजगशयना पद्मनाभा नारायणा लक्ष्मी रमणा कमलनयना साईनाथ नारायणा लक्ष्मी रमणा कमलनयना साईनाथ नारायणा हरि ओम हरि ओम नारायण Hari Om Narayana.
Om Shri Sai Ram, offering our collective salutations at the feet of Sadguru Shri Madhusudan Sai, respected elders, devotees from around the world, staff and students. Sai Ram and welcome to the day 6 of Satya Darpan. In his discourse yesterday morning, Sadguru emphasized that the realization of the self is possible only when one develops firm determination to overcome obstacles on the spiritual path. He explained that such determination arises from absolute faith in the words of the Guru and the scriptures. With this faith and determination, as one progresses on the spiritual path, the intensity of inner joy continues to increase. But one should not settle and keep surging forward to finally experience Ananda, which transcends both joy and sorrow. He revealed that Ananda is our true nature, ever present but hidden by ignorance. It is the Guru who, like a Satya Darpan, the mirror of truth, removes this veil of illusion and reflects the reality of who we truly are. We invite Dr. B. N. Nasimurthy ji to address all of us.
Most beloved Sadguru, brothers and sisters, very dear students, boys and girls. How do you define a guru? One definition which applies to all gurus is that each of them is a ahetuka daya sindhu. They are the very embodiment of compassion, the ocean of compassion, and their compassion knows no bounds. And it is not discriminating. Astavakara Guru is one such embodiment of compassion. He is no doubt the very personification of the highest wisdom, spiritual wisdom, but he also is an ocean of compassion. Why do I say that? In the 9th shloka, see, all of us know that Astavakara Guru was only 12-year-old when he taught this nectar of spiritual wisdom to King Janaka. And he was a born Jivan Mukta. He was born as a Jivan Mukta. All of us know that even when he was in the womb of the mother, he corrected his father's his enunciation of the Vedic verses. And a person who is born as a Jivan Mukta, he always knows what he is. He is Vishuddha Bodhoham, pure consciousness. And he is always full of joy and peace. And many times when we listen to the straightforward teachings of Astavakara, people, ignorant people like us, may think, how does he know our problems? He is talking about the highest wisdom because he is born with it. He doesn't know about our problem. Possibly, that is why he is so straightforward in telling us the highest of truths. But in this 9th shloka, he knows what is our problem. He says, Prajwalya Ajnana Gahanam. He knows our ignorance is very deep, very deep. Like profound wisdom, ours is deep ignorance. We are not able to come out of it. He knows. Therefore, he says, This also you can burn, my dear child, with the fire of the conviction that is Eko Vishuddha Bodhohamiti Nishchaya Vaknina. That is the 9th slok. With the firm conviction, I am that one pure consciousness which permeates everything. That is the fire which can burn down this ignorance. But what are we waiting for? See, that is the question. We have been listening to Sadhguru. We have been listening to the Ashtavakra Gita. And have all of us made up our mind to jump into the fray? That is the first question. Are we thinking that, yes, this path is for me. It is not for somebody else. There are 14-year-old boys here and girls, and then there are, elderly people like us also. So nobody need think this path is not for me. See, that is why yesterday Sadhguru said, jump into this sadhana with faith in Guru. See, that is the fundamental thing. Once Saint Francis was asked by one of his friends, what is the way to God? What is the path to God? He said, there is no path to God. There is no way to God. God is an abyss. If you have courage, jump. This is what he said. Therefore, here, what gives us courage to jump into this kind of sadhana? Even a 14-year-old, 15-year-old, anybody who listens to this, to identify ourselves with the truth and not the false identity of the body-mind complex. What gives us courage? The courage is the compassion of the Guru. Because he is telling us, from his experience he is telling us. He is not telling us by reading the books. From his own experience of the truth, he is telling us, see, why do you suffer unnecessarily? See, you are going through so much of sorrow and misery for no reason. All that you need to do is burn down your ignorance with that firm conviction. But how does the conviction come? Suppose we want to learn swimming without wetting our bodies, it is not possible. So we have to decide at some point of time to jump into this. There are many people who may say, no, I am following the path of Karma Yoga, I am following Bhakti, therefore this Jnana Marga is not for me. But it is absolutely, there is no conflict here, as Ashtavakra himself says. What is the reason why you are not able to progress on the path? The point is ignorance. Therefore, you can do everything, do selfless work on the same day. You can keep apart a lot of time for selfless work, that is Karma Yoga. And you do meditation on your Ishta Devata. Sakara, suppose you are a worshipper of a form of God, you do that also, there is nothing wrong. And do this also. Do this self-introspection. I am not the body, I am consciousness, pure consciousness. You can do this also. See, this is what Sri Aurobindo said, integral yoga, and Sathya Sai Baba called it Purna Yoga. All the four can have a place in your day's schedule. Even Raja Yoga, that is Yoga Asanas, Pranayama, if you are taught already, you can keep that also. Do selfless work also. Do meditation and worship God also. And also do this self-inquiry, Jnana Marga. See, there is absolutely no conflict. See, we need to understand and jump into this kind of sadhana with faith that Sadhguru is teaching us on the basis of his experience. Out of his compassion, he is teaching us 2 hours every day for 100 days is not a joke. And that's out of compassion he is teaching us. First, let us start thinking of this. And once we jump into this sadhana, always there is a dilemma. We get into a vicious circle. Every sadhaka will get into this vicious circle. Because, see, in order to experience spiritual joy, I need to give up worldly desires. But without experiencing spiritual joy, you can't give up worldly desires. This is our problem. Then yesterday Sadhguru told us, see, then where do we start? See, one is Guru Vakya. With faith in Guru Vakya, the words of the Guru, we have jumped into the sadhana. Second is the solution for this problem. Because once you experience spiritual joy, you know that there is a higher joy, higher happiness than the worldly pleasures. Then it will be easy for you. But we don't experience it because we can't give up worldly desires, and worldly desires will not go unless we experience spiritual joy. Therefore, what is the solution? Yesterday Sadhguru said, Guru Sanidhya. Faith in Guru Vakya, jump into sadhana, and Guru Sanidhya. Because Guru is like a divine magnet. There is magnetism is there. And we are like iron, pieces of iron. When you sit near a Guru, Guru Sanidhya, and day before yesterday, Swami also explained, this Sanidhya nearness is not physical. It is mental nearness. Wherever you are sitting. See, there are today, at this point of time, many of the spiritual aspirants who will be listening to Sadhguru from America, from Australia, thousands of miles away. They are also near if they are mentally near. See, that is what is very important. And Guru Sanidhya induces magnetism of joy, spiritual joyness. See, that is why when we see a Sadhguru, when you see a Guru, when you see any divine form, you feel happy because we are also inherently divine, but we have forgotten. And that magnetism from the Guru, by being in the presence of the Guru, makes us experience spiritual joy. See, that is the starting point. That is how we need to proceed. And retreats like this are very, very important because you can learn driving on a road only if it is empty, not much traffic. So retreat is you withdraw from daily activity. When you withdraw from daily activity, number of thoughts that get into your mind are very minimal. In the sense, if you are really focusing on what the Guru is saying, and that gives us, see, that Guru Sanidhya gives us the spiritual joy, that will give us motivation, that will give us incentive to proceed on this path. And finally, yesterday Sadhguru cleared that Ananda Paramanandaha, that is in the 11th sloka, it is not ecstasy. See, here there is a misconception. If you get into spiritual ecstasy, you will become unconscious, you will fall down, and somebody has to carry you. See, that ecstasy is definitely there. It's not that it is not there. Somebody like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, he was born like that. But this Ananda, which Ashtavakra Guru speaks of, which all the wise teachers speak of, is a state of absolute calmness and perfect peace, detached from everything, at the same time connected to everything. Not attached to anything, but connected to everything. Absolute peace, absolute calmness. Because once you get into ecstasy, ecstasy comes to you by union with God. See, ecstasy is always followed by agony. That is the agony of separation from God. But this Ananda, which Ashtavakra Guru is speaking about, is beyond both this. Spiritual joy and spiritual sorrow, what we call the dark night of the soul. They say naturally, any soul which goes through this dark night would have experienced spiritual bliss. Therefore, it is not alternating between ecstasy and agony. You know, I feel the presence of God, I'm ecstatic. And afterwards, I lose that presence and I'm in agony. See, that is not the ultimate goal. Maybe you do experience some joys, spiritual states of joy in your path, but that is not the ultimate. Ultimate is Atmaratihi, Atmakrida, Kriyavan. You are not falling down with ecstasy. You look like anybody else. See, that is why a Zen master, once he was asked, what were you doing before you realized wisdom. He said, I was drawing water, cutting wood, and cooking food. What are you doing after realizing the wisdom? He said, I am drawing water, cutting wood, and cooking food. See, externally there is no difference. But the kind of peace and calmness that a realized soul experiences gives him so much of strength to act in the world. How all these projects are possible in 12 years, so much work has happened. Actually, history has no parallel to this, I would like to tell you. History has no parallel. So this is what one of the very trusted disciples of Sringeri Jagadguru, when he came here for the first time, before meeting Sadhguru, I took him around. When I said all this happened in the last 10, 12 years, he said only one thing. One who is doing this should be divine. He should be enjoying the complete grace of the divine, and God is only working through him. This is what he said. How is it possible? It is possible because he can detach at any point of time from this drama of life. So in the drama of life, all things happen. Sometimes we fail, sometimes we succeed, but in a moment he can withdraw and establish himself in pure consciousness. That is the strength which gives him all this achievement. And singularly, say, Alike and Muddenahalli, 50 years, what did we achieve? We achieved nothing, I tell you. 2 institutions, just 2 institutions. And that too, what kind of buildings we had. But in 12, 13 years, so much happens. How does it happen? It is not physical strength. It is not mental strength. It is not intellectual strength. It is the divine strength. See, just because he walks like us, talks like us, eats like us, we should never ever take him so easy. We should never ever. We should be always aware. See, he is up above in the skies. We are crawling on the earth. Any of us, I would like to say any of us. So we should always remember in our heart of hearts, this is what our Sadhguru is, and that veneration, that reverence, and that kind of humility on our part is what is going to really take us across this ocean of misery that is samsara. With these words, I conclude and pray to Sadhguru for continuation of the discourses on the Ashtavakra Gita. Thank you very much. Sai Ram to you.
सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै शांति शांति शांति।
Shri Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitramiha vidyate tat swayam yoga sansiddhaha kalenatmani vindati. There is nothing comparable to pure wisdom in this world. We may enjoy many things in this world, but there is nothing which matches the ultimate wisdom of the self. So, nahi jnanena sadrisham, pavitram, is extremely sacred, is auspicious. It's the best that one can have in the world. But who gets it? Yoga Sansiddhaha, the one who is ready in yoga, one who is prepared to receive, the one who is deserving. Undeserving people cannot attain it. Unprepared minds cannot experience it. Unready beings cannot have it. So preparedness to receive jnana is very important. And how does one achieve it? Kale natmani vindati. It comes to one with time. Rome was not built in a day, it is said. Everything takes time. It's needed time. Organically, naturally, it will come to you. But if you are at it, these sporadic efforts on spiritual path do not help us anywhere. There has to be a continuous, persistent, sincere effort on this path. And that is how we prepare ourselves to receive the wisdom. Bhagavan used to often say, if we hang a portrait on the wall, we check the nail, whether the nail is driven strong enough into the wall or is it shaky. And only when we are convinced that it is firm, that's when we put the portrait, we hang the portrait. Else the portrait will fall with the nail and get damaged. Likewise, this jnana is not just for everybody. It's for the prepared ones, it's for the deserving ones, it's for the sincere ones. That's why I go on repeating Shraddhavan Lavate Jnanam, Shraddhavan Lavate Jnanam. There's no other way. And Shraddha is Shastrasya Guru Vakyasya, Satya Buddhyavadharanam. The one who believes in the words of the Guru and the words of the Shastras. They alone are Shraddhavan. And then they have that burning desire, mumukshutva, above all, which is the reason why they do what they want to do. When we come across a situation in life and we have to act upon it, we have to take a decision, we must ask ourselves whether this decision will take me closer to God or away from God. That's all should be the question, the inquiry. If this decision is going to take me closer to God, closer to myself, closer to divinity, then let me do it. If it is not going to take me closer, then let us not do it. Dharma, adharma as we described, this is what I said. Anything that is for the greater good will take you closer to God. Anything for the lesser good will take you away from God. So all effort in our life should be to viveka, this viveka, which is whether it will take us closer to God or take us away from God. That's all we have to ask. And then vairagya, detached from those things that will take us away from God, simple as that. So whatever decision we make in life, for whatever reason, it should be done with only one intention. Will this lead me to jnana? Or will this throw me into the abyss of ajnana? Will this help me realize the self? Or will this create more confusion, illusions and distractions? So go on asking this question, and every time you have algorithms, right? Yes and no. So you ask the question, if the answer is yes, it will take me closer to God, do it. Go to the next steps. And again ask this question after taking the next steps, am I getting closer to God, closer to divinity? Then continue the algorithm. The moment it says no, go back and restart. And this effort is not one day's effort. You won't attain it in 100 days or half a day or 1 week or 1 month of retreat. This effort has to be continuous, lifelong, and quite lifetimes of effort. Ashtavakra did not become Jnani because he was just born like that. It was lifetimes of accumulated wisdom that finally brought him to the womb of Sujata, who was a daughter of Uddalakaruni, who himself was a great Jnani. So you come to their families, you are born in such families where you can continue your spiritual journey. Yama says in Kathopanishad, Yoni manye anusanyati sharirattvaya dehinaha. After giving up the body, one goes to another body, another yoni. Yoni is not even body, it can be even animal body or even plant or tree and things like that. How does it get decided? Yatha karma yatha shrutam, he says. As you have performed, what kind of actions you have performed in your previous lives and what kind of things you have heard, shrutam. Shrutam means what you have heard from the great ones and followed it, understood it and followed it. If you just heard and never contemplated, no mantavyam, no nidhyasitavyam, then this is not going to help. It is theoretical knowledge. Like a flower painted on a piece of paper. No bee or no butterfly will come to it. However beautiful it may look, it's not real. So all the efforts that we put on this life is to become yoga sansiddha, to become ready in that yoga, to be ready to receive that knowledge. And then knowledge happens. Knowledge is not something that is achieved. Self-realization is not that which is achieved. Achievement is this preparedness only. Knowledge will happen, self-realization will happen. But what efforts do you put? For what purpose? To what end? To become prepared, to become ready, to be deserving. So all these efforts that are being put to bring you all under one roof, feed you nice food every day so that the body is in comfort, take care of all your logistics and accommodation, give you books which are pre-printed, no workbooks which are pre-printed, make you sit comfortably, so that you start preparing yourself to receive the knowledge. That's all it is. Because these other issues will come in your way. And body is not at peace, mind is not at peace. How will you attain knowledge? So it is preparedness. And this preparedness goes on for years and lifetimes. It's not for one life, but many, many lifetimes. So this is the most important aspect. Jnana is everywhere. But the ability to receive and assimilate it is not there. All the spiritual efforts is towards becoming that deserving patratvam, as they say. That deservedness, that ability, the eligibility to receive jnana. Otherwise, jnana is everywhere for everybody. It's an open secret. No need to worry. In Shvetashvatara Upanishad, the Rishi says, Vedante paramam gunhyam purakale prachoditam na prashantaya datavyam na putraya na ashishyaya va punaha. This knowledge of Vedanta, this self is very secretive, very sacred. Guhyat guhyataram maya, Shri Krishna says, secret of the secrets. This knowledge is very sacred. It should not be just given to anybody like that. It was only taught in the ancient times to deserving people. It should not be taught to the ones who are aprashantaya, those who are not at peace, those who are desirous. Peace is attained when desires go away. When there is even a single desire, peace won't happen. Even if it's a good desire or a bad desire. Desire will destroy peace. So aprashantaya is desireless. He has only one mumukshutva, no other desire. So prashanta manasa is the one who has no desire other than mumukshutva. Aprashanta is the 100 desires and mumukshutva included perhaps. So don't give it to those who are not desirous of only this knowledge over everything else. Aprashantaya. Then it says aputraya. Don't give it to those who are not your own children. See, in our scriptures we know how the lineage goes. Even in biology we explain the Y chromosome is there which passes from father to son. It does not transfer to the girl child. It only transfers to the boy child. XX and XY is what we know about the chromosomal configuration. So the girl carries an X of mother and X of father. The boy carries Y of father and X of mother. That is how he borrows that lineage from the father. That is why when we talk about gotra, this is the idea. When we say we are of a gotra of a certain rishi or a certain person, we are continuing that lineage because we are the boy child which is continuing the lineage. That is the idea. So aputra, the one who is not continuing in your lineage. Why? Because you don't know his whereabouts, you don't know his background, you don't know whether such a person is even deserving. Yama said, no, you are born in a certain family because of what you have done in the past, which will help you further the progress of your spiritual path. You're just not accidentally born. We are not biological accidents. We are well thought of, well crafted plans of the divine. Under a great divine design, we are born, we die, we meet people, we part. It's all done very divinely. It's a great algorithm in place, a universal divine algorithm which manages the entire show. Our karmas bind us. They bring us together, they take us away from each other. So parents are our karma-based parents. We are born in their families because we are there to learn from them and further our journey. That is why give it to only your putra, means give it to your son. It doesn't mean don't give it to your daughter. If daughter is also deserving, she also can receive this knowledge. There were a lot of women sages were there in our scriptures. Gargi, Maitreyi, so many. So they also learnt. But idea is that if you don't know their deservedness and eligibility, don't share this knowledge with them. Because they will not use it correctly. They will misuse it or they will not understand. They will waste it. So what's the point in giving something that will be wasted? If I tell you this pot has no bottom, but fill water nevertheless, why would you go and waste your time? You would say this pot has no bottom. Why should I even waste time to fill water in it? It is not going to happen. So why should you waste your time teaching somebody who does not deserve it, who doesn't understand it, who is not eligible for it? So he says, aputraya, don't give it to somebody whom you don't know as good as your own son. And ashishyaya, the third one. What if I am not your son? I deserve the knowledge? Yes, you deserve if you become a shishya. If you become a shishya also, you can understand or you can learn this knowledge. So these are the three categories the knowledge should not be given to. He says, one, the one who is not of peaceful demeanor. The one who is not your own son. And the one who is not your shishya, whom you have thoroughly checked, tested, verified, and once you have satisfied yourself, you should take them as a shishya. Once you take them as a shishya, then you have to be kind, you have to be the guru, and you have to take care of everything. As I say, in the old times, Gurukulams were not just imparting knowledge, they were taking care of all the needs of the student. Food, accommodation, their well-being, their health, all overall development, everything was looked after by the Guru. Guru was everything. That's why na Guru Radhikam Tattvam, na Guru Radhikam Tappa. There is nothing greater than Guru. Because he became your father, he became your mother, he became your brother and sister and friend and God and teacher. Everything rolled into one was a Guru's role. And that Guru would accept the Shishya after thoroughly checking, because he doesn't want to fill water in an unbaked pot, it will break. So he will check. So there were some eligibility tests too. Like in which Upanishad? I think it's in Prashnopanishad. The 6 of the disciples go to the Guru, Pipalada, and ask for wisdom. Pipalada is so humble, he says, I am happy that you have come, but you know, if I know what you want to know, I will teach you. I am not claiming I know everything, but if I know what I have got, what you want to ask, if I know the answers, I will teach you. But for 1 year, do tapas. They were already eligible, in the sense they were all children of other gurus and jnanis. They were not just any ordinary people walking on the street. They had already come prepared because they had done sadhana, they had done studies. Still they had some doubts left. Somebody told, go to Pipalada, he'll teach you. So they came. But then Guru says, no. You sit there and these 3 you should practice. Shraddha, Tapas and Brahmacharya for 1 year. Don't come before that. 1 year he tells them to practice Brahmacharya, Tapas and Shraddha or Swadhyaya, whichever way, I do not remember exactly. But he tells them, do this. After that you come to me to learn. Because then you will be deserving, you will be Yoga Sansiddha. Then I can teach you properly. So teacher does not take students just like that. Then people ask me, why are you just distributing like langar here, all the knowledge? Whoever comes, take Vedanta, go home. Take books, take videos, take recordings, take audios, visuals. I tell them in Kali Yuga, this is the way. Because people are not interested in God. In old times, gods were sitting on top of the temples, on top of the mountains, in dark forests and difficult places. Because people who really wanted God, they would take the arduous pilgrimage and go all the way and experience the joy of seeing God. Today, if gods are sitting on top of mountains and think, nobody is going to go. Because this is Kali Yuga. Because there is not much interest in divinity and spirituality. So I still have prepared you in some way in last 8, 10, 7 years, whatever you have spent your time over here, through Paravidya, through various other subject knowledge, through Bhagavad Gita, through Upanishads, through so many shlokas. All this you have discourses. Some preparation is there. Whether it is fully ready or not, that depends on you, not on me. Because the same knowledge was given to all, the same sun shines on everybody. Somebody makes hay, somebody sleeps. Sun is not at fault, sun is equal to all. Like that, Guru's grace is equal to all, knowledge is all. But you do not learn because you have your adhikara, patritva is lacking. So the one who has more sincerity will learn faster. That is the simple equation. Your speed of learning is directly proportional to your sincere efforts. So those who are sincere will attain. Otherwise, you can sit in this room and you will learn nothing. At the end of it, you will go scratching your head and saying, what a waste of 2 hours. I could have played football. I could have studied some books. I could have gone to meet somebody. I could have done something else. Bhagavan used to say, there are cockroaches and mosquitoes also in my room. Do you think they will attain moksha? Because they don't understand anything. A fish swimming in the Ganges spends all her life, all its life in the Ganges. Do you think the fish realizes God? Whereas one man goes, takes one dip and feels so much better. So it's a deservedness, patratvam, and that shraddha. This is the most important aspect of learning, because no point in going on teaching from one side if on the other side there is not enough shraddha and not enough hunger to receive the knowledge. And this willingness to let go of everything for the sake of this knowledge. Now we want to hold on to this also, hold on to this also, try to get the best middle ground that we can enjoy both. There is nothing like enjoying both. Either it is world or God. It is binary. I am absolutely clear and convinced about it. It is either or. It is not this and that. It is not. Once you are godly, you cannot be worldly. Once you are worldly, you cannot be godly. You can't have 50% God, 50% world. And all this, that drama that goes on, no? People go to pilgrimages and then post it on their Instagrams, Facebooks, or do some puja, archana, and then go around boasting about it. I did this much of prayer, this much I have done. That doesn't make them qualified to realize God at all. And God also sits and laughs, saying that let the fools live in their own paradise. It doesn't take them anywhere. That's why I'm so cutthroat about spirituality. I do not want to sugarcoat it, make it sound very sweet and easy, comfortable and convenient. No. You will get some joy out of doing all these things, which is lower joy, which is another kind of worldly joy. That's all. Sukha, dukkha, that is what it is. You will not attain Ananda Paramananda. That is not possible. Ananda Paramananda is only for those who want only that, nothing else. We can't have this or have that, both you cannot have. That's not possible. So this clarity should be there in everyone's head. Don't sit there hoping against all hopes that somehow Swami will be kind and compassionate in your definition of compassion and kindness, that he will allow us to enjoy our worldly life, yet he will somehow at the end give us the moksha. Some people have this wrong notion. Many people say, I've served all my life in your institution. Why should I not be granted moksha? I ask them, why should I? No, but I served you. You served, you enjoyed your service. You derived joy out of it, satisfaction out of it. It's fine. You already have benefited out of it. But for moksha, that was not alone. It is said, moksha karana samagraya bhakti reva gariyasi. Bhakti is the most important aspect of moksha, but we misunderstand bhakti. Sri Adi Shankaracharya explains, Swaswarupa anusandhanam bhakti ityavidhiyate. To understand who you are is the true bhakti. It's not going behind a form or a name and running behind all these paraphernalia and rituals. That helps you. That helps you get some kind of peace, some quietude, some balance in life. So it helps you, definitely. It is not useless. It is necessary in the beginning. But does that alone qualify you to become moksharthi? No. It doesn't. Ultimately, this mumukshutva, burning desire to know God and giving up everything else, anything and everything can be sacrificed. With that kind of conviction, and once practices that kind of conviction, then only one is eligible. Then jnana happens to such a person because of the Guru's presence. Jnana happens. Otherwise, it's blockage. Whatever Guru is telling, it gets blocked. It doesn't go to the other side. So most important thing when you come to these sessions is ask yourself, how much have I become more sincere in my efforts, my willingness to let go of all things and only ask for God's sake, above everything else. That kind of burning desire if you have, see, other things Guru will take care. As I said, Guru is going to take care. Ahetuko daya sindhu, he says. Bandhu namatam satam, he says. He is the friend to all those who bow down to him, who surrender to him. He becomes their friend, their everything. Bandhu. He becomes their relation. He will take care of everything. Your exams, your marks, your food, your clothing, your shelter, your growth, everything will be looked after. Why? Because you have surrendered everything to the Guru and only asking for one thing from Guru, give me jnana. And if you think I deserve better housing, better clothing, better life, all that is your choice. I am not asking for any of these things. I am only asking for the grace which will give me this jnana. And I am here to put sincere efforts towards that. And everything else is secondary. It will happen. Businesses will happen. Families will grow or not grow, whichever way the Guru decides. So Guru is like that. But we come to Guru with wrong ideas, wrong explanations, wrong ideas and questions. I heard this story from somebody about Ramana Maharshi. He was a very straightforward Guru. I am still very, I take everybody along. Ramana Maharshi is like no nonsense Guru. You can't go and fool around with him. And he had no agenda. Suppose he was running a hospital, school and a nutrition program, then he would have to also be nice and kind and obliging to people who are donors and devotees and workers and volunteers. He had nothing. He never started anything. He said, I don't want. His brother told, let us start this, let us do that. He told, I am not interested in any of thing. The only thing he used to do is annadana in his ashrama. Twice a day they will cook food and he will also eat and everybody will be fed. He used to love, enjoy cooking food and serving. Then he'll go doing his Giri Parikrama. That's it. And then he'll sit quietly, not even speak, not even put the efforts of saying things. Why 2 hours of discourses? Because he knew nobody is ready. Simply I'll be wasting my time. Once in a while he will receive some very big mumukshu, then he will become happy and give a discourse. And those discourses are which are being published everywhere. Otherwise there is not much of literature of Sri Ramana Maharshi. Because he hardly would speak. He understood what's the point in speaking, nobody is listening any which ways. So he'll just keep quiet. So he had one disciple who used to serve him very dearly. And this boy suddenly developed desires, like our boys do, our girls do after some time. They're bored of spirituality, now they have worldly ambitions. So this will also develop. And he wanted to go out and tell Ramana Maharshi, Swamiji, my mother, I'm the only son, my mother is asking me to come out and take care of her. Ramana Maharshi says, fine, very happy, go ahead. He goes off. Then mother tells, son, find a good job, build a nice house where he can live peacefully. He comes back to Ramana, Swamiji, please bless. I need to build a house for my mother. All right, very happy, goes off. Again, after some time comes, my mother is telling I must get married now. Very happy. My mother says, I must have a child now. Very happy. So life is going on. After some time, everything turns around, becomes ulta. For some reason, the mother passes away. He says, my mother, my everything passed away. Ramana Maharshi was silent about it. You asked for it, you got it. There is a dispute between me and my wife left me. Ramana Maharshi is silent, very happy. I've lost all the money, I lost my job, everything is gone, house is gone. Ramana Maharshi is silent. Then he comes back and says, Swamiji, I want to come back and serve you. Very happy. Ramana Maharshi knew that this is what he is going to go through. But his desires to experience the world and enjoy it and feel that that is something that is going to be greater than serving the feet of the Guru. He goes away and does all kinds of nonsense, loses everything, goes through all the cycle of life, and finally comes to Ramana and says, I surrender to you. But that is not surrender, that is helplessness. When you are unable to do anything about yourself, you are helpless. Many people say Draupadi's surrender to Krishna. I don't call it surrender, I call it helplessness. Because Draupadi tried saving herself with her strength, not possible. Then tried to ask her husbands to save, not possible. She cried out to the great ones in the court of Kauravas, please, you should save your Kulavadu. Nobody took any interest. Then she turned to Krishna and says, oh Krishna, Apad Bandhava, where are you? Save my honor. Then Krishna saves her. This is not surrender, this is helplessness. You tried everything, you wanted to make money, have family, build house, assets, investments, become rich, popular, fame. None of this happened to you, tried everything, became worse. Then you came back to Guru and say, Guru, I am always surrendered to you. No, you are fooling around. I can see through that drama, who is surrendered and who is a sham. But I don't say anything like Ramana Maharshi, I just look at them and just smile and say very happy. But they don't know that I know how deep you are in your surrender and how shallow you are in your devotion. It is very visible to me. So it is very difficult to me. Initially I taught Bhagavan, you know everybody is inside. You know how many of these people are just doing drama here. They are really not devotees. They are not sincere about their sadhana. Still you entertain them. He says, the way they act in front of me, that is the way I act in front of them. I also act as if I don't understand. I feel that they are very big devotees. Well, I know they are not. But they also act as if they are big devotees. So I also act. But though nobody learns and nobody benefits from this, it's just fooling around. But I told Bhagavan, that is not right. You should tell them straight away that they are not good and they have to improve. He says, do you think they are going to listen to me? Do you think they are going to listen to me? They are not here to come to listen to me. They are here for me to listen to them. They have come here to ask things and I should bless that and I should listen to them. They are not here to listen to me, used to say. A lot of those devotees are gone because Bhagavan, once he made me in charge of things, I was cutthroat. I will call spade a spade. So all these people who were fooling around and feeling nice about those good things that Bhagavan would tell, they ran away saying, Bhagavan is not here, this man is some fraud, he is some imposter, he is not Bhagavan. Because Bhagavan was simply entertaining them. I used to many times tell Bhagavan, why you entertain these people? It's such a burden on you, such a pressure on you. Well, if not on you, it's pressure on me. When they're coming, they say, we are arriving in Muddenahalli. Please keep our room ready. Please make sure somebody receives us at the gate. We are the first line devotees of Puttaparthi. We were the 60 years old devotees of Bhagavan. When they sent such messages to me, I used to shiver inside. I say, my God, this whole gang is arriving again. They'll make my life miserable till they're here. If their tea does not reach in time, their temperature goes up. If somebody's Sevadal has not greeted them or seated them properly, they will be complaining about it whole day. Such people I have seen. Then I said, Bhagavan, these are all your devotees, and they claim to be 50, 60-year-old devotees. How is this devotion, I have to ask? If there is no humility, there is no surrender. There is only ego that we have been so long a devotee. Their grandfathers must have done some good. Bhagavan then told me, see, their punya is there. Till the prapti is there, they will enjoy this. Because their grandfather must have done some service, the grandson is enjoying the dividends of it still. Like that, I say, why you have to behave like this? You should tell them you are, but his nature was like that. He would just, but I used to feel very pressurized because I used to feel, why should I entertain these people? They are fake. They are not real. And I don't enjoy their company. And more than that, I have to go on obliging and pleasing them, which is not my way of doing things. So I tell Bhagavan, this is not my. He says, well, punya prapti is there. That's why they're enjoying. Till the prapti is there, they'll enjoy. And a lot of them have left. They're not here because their prapti is over. All I'm saying is that with Guru, you should not be two. You should be only one and honest. Thought, word and action should be absolutely integrated. You deserve knowledge only if you sincerely seek that knowledge in your thought, word and action. You say one thing, you think another thing and do another thing, that's not going to work in the spiritual path. If you say you are surrendered forever. Not on one day when trouble comes, you become surrendered. The other day when nothing is happening, you are on your own. The surrendered mind is always surrendered. When river becomes the ocean, it's become the ocean. Where is it becoming a river again? There is no reversal. Surrender is a one-way transformative experience. It's not a reversible reaction. So I expect that kind of surrender. I expect that kind of devotion. I expect that kind of sincerity from our people. And why? Because then only this knowledge will flourish in you. Then only it will blossom. Otherwise it will simply stay wasted. It won't work out. And it will be one-way traffic. Not going to help anybody. So Vedante paramam guviyam purakale prajuditam na prashantaya datavyam na putraya ashishyaya vapunaha. Don't give it to those who don't deserve. But I have accepted you all as my either shishya or putra or putri, whichever way you think. As my own, as one family. So once you become my family, you become a part of my lineage, you become my shishya or my children or the family member. So therefore you are getting all this knowledge. Yes, knowledge is there in the books, in the videos, but it won't go inside. Chinmayananda Maharaj also was asked like this. He said, the doors of this hall are open. Those who do not want the knowledge, they can always walk out. I am giving what I can give like sun. Those who open the windows will have some light. Others will simply die in darkness. So please be mindful that all these Ashtavakra, we can read books after books and mug up shlokas and feel very good about it that, you know what, I have finished Ashtavakra Gita. I know so many shlokas and rattle it out like parrots. That's not going to help anything. Nahi nahi rakshati, dukrun karne. Just mugging up and vomiting is not going to help. Experience of that knowledge is important, but experience is possible only when you are ready. And readiness is the effort that one must put. That is the sadhana. That is the sadhana one must do. That readiness should happen. Yesterday we saw very nice shlokas. Already Narasimha ji has summarized those shlokas. And I am not going to go again over it. But in the same vein of mukta, you are always mukta. He says very nicely, mukta vimano mukto hi, baddo baddha vimanyapi, ki vadati hai eha satyayam, yamatir sagatir bhavet. As you think, so you become. And we heard the story of the farmer's donkey or the washerman's donkey who would think that it's bound, and whatever you say, it doesn't believe unless the washerman acts as if he's untying the donkey, and the donkey starts moving again. Our situation is like that. We are never bound. Ashtavakra says you are never bound in the first place. Being bound is an imagination. Being bound is an imagination that you need to get rid of. That abhimana, that wrong perception, wrong understanding you must get rid of. Then we go to the next shloka. This is 1.12 on page number 167. In the same vein, he continues. Now he is elaborating on the nature of the self only, who you truly are. And for the next remaining shlokas till 20, he is going to go on elaborating on the nature of the self only. It's not, no new ideas are getting added, but basically the same idea is being explained in different ways. He says, Atma Sakshi Vibhuh Purna Eko Muktaschidakriyaha. Atma Sakshi Vibhuh. Yourself, the true self that you are, not the body and the mind, it's a witness. We saw in the Sakshi Bhuta, he says in the earlier shloka. You're only a witness to your body, mind and everything. Vibhuh means everything around you that is happening, you're only a witness to that. You're not involved in anything. Purna. And what is the nature of yourself? Purna. You're complete. You're not partial. You're not incomplete. You're not fragmented. You're not living in silos and fractions. You are complete. It's a continuum. Your existence is a continuum. Like we mentioned last time, your Jivatma is not different from somebody else's Jivatma. At the end, the same electricity is flowing through all the bulbs. For a moment, it appears this electricity is in this bulb, but next moment it's gone. It's a continuous flow of electrons. And everybody shares the same power of awareness. Everybody is energized by the same electricity. Likewise, your Atma Sakshi, which is there, that witness within you, that awareness within you, it sees everything. It is complete. It is not fragmented. It cannot be divided. Eko, it is only one without the second. We already studied yesterday also about oneness of that awareness. And Muktaha, it is free. Like the electricity is not bound to the bulb or the fan. It is always free. It is flowing. Space is free, water is free, air is free, earth is free. All the elements are free. Likewise, this Atma Sakshi is also free. It's not bound, it doesn't get stuck to anything. And Muktaha, free. Then it says, Chit Akriyaha. It is the Chit, nature of consciousness, and Akriyaha, it is not doing anything. Electricity is the reason why fan is running, but electricity is not doing the job. Fan is doing its job. Fan is the body mind. Electricity is the awareness. Electricity is only aware that the fan is running. Without it, it cannot run. That is also true. But is it what running the fan? No. The motor is there. There is a circuit over there. There is a mechanism is there. Blades are there. All that put together is running the fan. Electricity is only making it aware. That's how our awareness, Chit, Sat, Chit, Ananda, this say. Sat, Chit, that is there. That is making us aware of our own existence. Making us aware. And we mentioned yesterday, in deep sleep we are not aware because mind is switched off. Like when I switch off the fan, there is no breeze. But is electricity switched off? No. Likewise, my awareness is still alive, it's still going on. Even when I am deep asleep and I do not realize who I am and I have forgotten all my name, form, everything. My awareness is still there. That is what keeps me alive. Like electricity is there even if I switch off the fans and lights. So that awareness is akriya, he says, it doesn't do anything. You say, no, electricity is the one which is doing, but our scripture says Atma is only Sakshi. The doing happens because of the body-mind association. Otherwise, it is not doing anything. It is free. When sun shines, crops grow, clothes dry. You will say sunshine is the reason why it's happening. No, because there is earth, there is a seed, there is a plant, there is a farmer, there is water, there is weather, the season, so the crop is growing, they will say. Sun is only a witness to whatever is happening around. This idea makes the witness free from all the doership. And because it makes it free from doership, it makes it free from enjoyership also. It does not enjoy the outcomes of it. That's why next sentence says, Asango nispriha shanto brahmat samsara vaniva. You are asangaha, you are not attached to anything. Like electricity is not stuck to the fan. Or an image is not stuck to the mirror. Sathya Darpan, they put the name. Nice name, Sathya Darpan, the mirror of truth. But how is the nature of the mirror? You go stand in front of the mirror and smile at it. The mirror, the reflection in the mirror smiles back at you. You frown at it, the reflection in the mirror frowns at you. You move away, there is no reflection left. The reflection never sticks to the mirror. Mirror is ever free. It is only one. Now the next person comes and stands in front of the mirror, happily it will reflect the person. It will not tell, oh, you are not looking very beautiful, I do not want to reflect you. It doesn't have any preferences. It is free. It is free of such biases, prejudices, likes, dislikes. It is free. It is there for all. So like mirror's reflection, which does not stick to the mirror, Even though it appears it is inside the mirror. Like birds are there. Sometimes in my bathroom, no, these birds come in, small birds. And they'll keep hitting on the mirror. They'll be hitting it with their beak. Because they think there's another bird on the other side and they go on banging their beaks. And I try to dissuade them saying, you will hurt your beak and bleed. But they don't listen. Why? Because they are not yoga sansiddha. How much ever I tell, they don't listen. They go on banging their beak. Then I have to call these boys and shoo them away. Because they will harm themselves. They don't understand. Likewise, I have to only tell thee, this is only a reflection, this is not true. So he says very clearly, Brahmat samsara vaniva. This Brahma means illusion. Like the bird sees its reflection and gets deluded. There's an illusion that there is another bird inside the mirror. And starts worrying about it and starts hitting it with its beak. Like that, we are under this illusion. Because of this illusion, we are bound by the worldliness. We are bound. This is an illusion. Baddha. This is illusion. That illusion is the reason why we are suffering. That is what Ashtavakra is saying. The illusion that you are the body and the mind is all the reason for your suffering. But your true nature is you are only a witness. Like the mirror. You are not broken. You are one complete. Purna, Ekaha, Sakshi Vibhuhu, Muktaha, free. Chit Akriyaha. You are not the one who is doing anything. Yesterday our Narasimhamurthy sir said, who is digesting the food? Who is breathing through us? Can we say, I am digesting my food? We are only eating the food. To that extent we can say, I put the food in my mouth and I swallowed it. After that it has been given to the digestive system and it does what it does. So also circulatory, respiratory, everything is happening on their own. All that is called Kriya. Kriya means there is no Karta in Kriya. In Karma there is Kriya. There is a Karta. Karma means action. Karta, the doer of the action. And there should be a Karana or Karana, an instrument of the action also. But in Kriya is a natural process. It doesn't require a doer. So it has gone one level deeper also. While doership is to the body and mind, but there are certain functions which are not conducted by our will. These are involuntary functions. They are Kriya. Even that you are not. They happen on their own. You are only a witness to that. You are a witness to your own digestive process. Neither you are the doer nor you are the cause of it. It happens on its own. Likewise, sun rises, moon rises, rivers flow, air blows. All is happening. There is no doer for it. It happens on its own as per the natural law. There is a law at work. It happens. But the Sakshi, the Atman is only a witness to all these things. It's in everything. It's Purna, yet it's only a witness. It is unattached. Like the mirror is unattached to the reflections in it. The space is unattached to the buildings. Water is unattached to the vessels. Air is unattached to our lungs. Like that, this is also unattached. And Nispriha, it has no desires. It has no ambitions, no idea of wanting something. Because it's Purna, it's complete. If you are incomplete only, there is a desire that I want to complete myself. Many people come to me and say, Swami, I want to get married. I told why? She would complete me, he says. I feel incomplete. I said, okay, go ahead. But if I tell him you are Purna Madha, Purna Midam, Purnat, Purna Mudachyate, you need nobody to complete you. You think he's going to listen to me? Why? Because Priha is there, desires are there. Why the desire is there? Because he's not understood that he's Atma Sakshi. He thinks something else will complete. Something else will add something to him and make him feel better. But these are all illusions. He says, because of the illusion of samsara, Brahma, you are bound. You go behind one desire or the other because you think that desire will add value to you, you complete you and somehow make you feel better. But you already are better, you are already complete, you are already full. This is the idea of Advaita or Vedanta, whichever. You are already that. Why there is a need to somebody to come and complete you? If you are established in this Atma Sakshi Bhava, you don't feel that you are lacking anything. Now some people ask me, how these sannyasis live without family, without friends, without mobile phones, without entertainment? I said, because they are happy unto Atmanyeva Atmanatushtaha. They are happy within themselves. They don't need anybody to make them happy. Because their nature is happiness. Many times you see children are there, they'll be lying in the cradle and laughing to themselves, smiling to themselves, giggling, making noises. Nobody is there. They're happy within themselves. They don't need somebody to complete. After they grow up a bit and the mind becomes stronger, then they feel, I need another friend to play with. I need this to complete me. I need that to make me happier. This is Brahma, he says. This is the Bhranti. Brahmat samsaravaniva. Others were Shanta. But the moment this Brahma comes, it becomes Ashanta. Because we want that desire to be fulfilled. So one desire after the other. And desires are endless. Bhartrihari says, Kalo na yato vayameva yataha trishnana jirna vayameva jirna. Our desires don't end. We end, we die. But our desires are not, and then these desires continue into the next life to fulfill themselves. They don't leave us. That's why I say be very careful what you desire for, because that can lead you, if you don't fulfill it in this birth, in the next birth it will come. Now you will ask me, what about all the desires which are already there in my head, which are bothering me? What he says, Prajwala, they burn them away in the fire of wisdom. Then those desires, even if they're there, they won't affect you. I was reading somewhere, Sri Ramakrishna Paramsa, see all our desires are there, kama, krodha, then everything starts from that. So one young man went and told Swamiji, I cannot control my desires, especially kama, lust is too difficult for me. What should I do? You must have already conquered it because you are a realized self, right, like that. Then Ramakrishna gives a very beautiful answer, an appropriate answer. He didn't say, oh, realize yourself. He tells, till one realizes the self, desires will always come up, one after the other. There is no end. Only in the realization of self, when you feel this Purnatvam, then you feel you need nothing else to complete you, then you become desireless. Till then, something or the other will keep bothering you. This young man is smart. He asks Ramakrishna, so now that you are a realized being, you have no desires. Have you overcome kama, krodha and everything? He says they are there, but they don't affect me anymore. And he gives the example of a snake. Like last time also Mahakrishna Dansha, that dark snake of desire that bites us and then that venom spreads everywhere. An antidote is na karta ham, I am not the doer. Karta tesi, karta iti, that is the issue. Na karta iti, that is the solution, he says. So Ramakrishna is like a snake, It is there. But you know how to take care of it, you know how to control it, you know how to, like a snake charmer is there. He can take care of that snake, right? The same snake, if you don't know how to deal with it, it will come and bite us and venom will spread. But even though the snake is there in the basket of the snake charmer, it does not harm the snake charmer. He knows how to deal with that snake. Likewise, even for a jnani, there might be desires, but he knows how to deal with them. What he said, I was drawing water, cutting wood and cooking food. I still continue to do that even after realization. I haven't changed anything. But now I know how to do it, how to do it better. I know how to do it. So it's not that jnanis are not affected by the vagaries of the world. That also comes to them. But they are in complete control. World does not, it's like what we say, the tail does not wag the dog. Dog wags the tail. So they have that complete control over their mind, body, senses, emotions. They know how to use it. So jnana does not mean all these will just disappear. When you are living in the world, running institutions, meeting people every day, all kinds of things will happen. Some good things will happen, wrong things will happen. All this will definitely come and sit on you. But you just know how to deal with it. That is why I am going on removing this myth that people think jnani means somehow there should not be no perturbance, no disturbance. They should completely a piece of stone like, inside there like piece of stone. Outside things happen. But they know how to use their own ideas, desires correctly. They do not come under the influence of that. They can control it. The others, ajnanis, are those, they also have the desires, but they do not know how to control it. The desires control them. So don't have an imaginary thing. Even Ramakrishna says to that young man, I am so old now, I have realized. Do you think I don't have kama, I don't have krodha, I don't have things? I also have, but I know how to control it. I know how to take care of it. They cannot control me anymore. So that is the idea. So what we call perfection is not about not having an issue. Perfection is about knowing how to deal with the issue. When you become Atma-Jnanis, it does not mean that you will have no problem in life. In fact, all the Atma-Jnanis have died quite badly. Ramakrishna Paramsa suffered with throat cancer. So also Ramana Maharshi suffered with bone cancer. Nisargadatta Maharaj also suffered with some cancer, I think lung cancer, something. Everybody died because of some cancer or the other. So people would say, why you have to suffer like this? So who is suffering? Nisargadatta Maharaj, Swamiji, you have got cancer. What I have got cancer? I am the cancer, he is telling them. I am only the cancer. I am only the body. What are you trying to differentiate between the two and make me feel bad about it? No. I am only that. I don't feel. Ramana Maharshi puts up the insect, whatever that thing on his, that worm on his flesh. When he was hiding under the basement of the temple in Arunachaleshwara temple and meditating, God knows how many days he was sitting there like that. Once he ran away from his home and he made it to Arunachala. He was hiding under the basement, dark. And there were insects coming and eating on his flesh. He was lost in the self. He didn't realize his body. And when he woke up from that reverie, when he opened his eyes, he saw one insect was slipping away from the wound that it was happily nibbling at. And immediately he picked that insect, that worm, and put it back in his wound and says, eat my child, eat, because you must be hungry. They are like that. They are understanding who they truly are, Atma Sakshi. Does not allow this bhranti that they are body or samsari. They live in the samsara, but samsara does not live in them. Boat in the water, water not inside the boat. So they also live like us. They also eat, sleep, talk, do, behave. They also are those who will get upset if things are not right. They also are those who will get pleased when things are right. But none of these affects their inside. It's only at the surface that they behave like that. The inside they are always the same. Like the actor that we have discussed yesterday. When he puts on the makeup, puts on the costume, he must act like what he is supposed to be. Suppose he is supposed to perform the role of Ravana, he must perform it with great anger and should be furious and whatever it requires. All the negativity he has to show. But once he puts the costume away, where is the negativity? So also same person may to next drama perform Rama's role, and now he has to be all kind, compassionate, whatever. And next moment he removes the costume, he is again himself. So that is the idea. While you are performing the actions, you are only witness to your own actions and emotions. Many people say we have started meditating. That also one shloka is coming on for such people who think they are meditating. But they say we are meditating and these problems are coming. I said, why are you trying to control anything? This idea that I want to control and meditate, I want to achieve this, I want to become Jnani is nonsense. Just leave it aside. Just sit there as a witness. You are supposed to be the witness, right? You are not supposed to be the doer, controller, remover or destroyer or entertainer or remover of thoughts. None of these you are supposed to be, right? Why don't you just be a witness to whatever is happening in your head? No, you told sort out all the thoughts. I told yes, because there's so much garbage. First you have to do this. You can't become a witness just like that. First to do some basic steps. Clean up your inside a little bit. Remove your desires and thoughts and become a little more clean. Then it's easy for you. Create that space. Everything is so stuffed. So that is practice is the first step. Okay, I am getting doership feeling in that. Okay, no problem. One thorn is removed with another thorn only. One thought is removed with another thought only in the beginning. So in the beginning, yes, this is correct. Remove one thought with the another thought. A selfish thought with a selfless thought. And sort out your everything. Remove all the tamasic thoughts and put rajasic. Remove all the rajasic, then put sattvic. And finally you will reach a state where there is no thought. But even if all these thoughts are happening, you be a witness to your own mind. That is what I am saying. Oh, now my mind is thinking, I am sitting and meditating. The mind is remembering such an old memory. My mind is now thinking of those good or bad days. But I am just witnessing my mind. That is the idea you have to go on repeating to yourself. I am only witnessing whatever my mind is thinking. Like sky is there and clouds are coming and going. Sky is not touched by the clouds, right? Clouds come and they go, passing clouds. Sky is a witness, or the space is the witness. And the clouds come, clouds go, clouds come, clouds go. Like that you be a witness, let thoughts come, thoughts go. Don't get involved with the thoughts. Don't get involved with them. Let them come and pass, let them come and pass. And you be a witness. That is the idea. Then you cannot be in the Brahma that you are the body, mind. A beautiful shloka from Digadishya Viveka, from where I mentioned Digadishya Viveka, it's come, Dehabhimanam galite vijñate paramatmani yatra yatra manoyati tatra tatra samadhaya, that is said. It's not somewhere in the book it's mentioned, I'm just mentioning like that. The one who has lost this Brahma, body consciousness, he is always in the state of samadhi. In a sense, he is always absorbed in that sakshi bhava. Yatra yatra manoyati, wherever his mind goes, let it go to the market, let it go to the hostel, let it go to the school, college, let it go to another country, let it go to dirty places, good places, happy places, ugly places, let it go anywhere. The one who has become a Sakshi Bhuta, he is always in Samadhi. Because none of these thoughts are able to catch hold of you. You think, I don't get thoughts. Imagine if I'm running these many institutions, dealing with these many nutcases, how much of thoughts and how many troubles I have in my head. Why? Because it's a part of the job. A dialogue, if I'm an actor on the stage, I must remember my dialogue. I must remember my part, when to enter, when to exit, and who are the co-actors on the stage, when I should speak, when they should speak, how I should react. I have to remember all these. These thoughts have to be in my head. Otherwise, how will I act? But I'm a witness to these thoughts. Deep down, I know I'm only the actor. I'm only acting. That part has to be very firmly established. So Jnani also will go through the motions of the world. But he knows how to deal with it, that's all. That is the difference. He knows how to handle it. And how to quickly detach and stay in the self, Atmanam Sakshi. That kind of a feeling is what redeems us. That is freedom. Freedom does not mean you will have nothing, no problem in life, no sorrow, no sadness. And Ramakrishna also suffered with cancer. Was it a freedom? Every day his body is suffering. He is reducing into a mere skeleton. I saw towards the end his picture. Oh, it looks horrible. We always see the nice pictures of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa smiling, lost in bliss and things like that. I saw that picture. Somebody had shared towards the end. He was like a skeleton, shrunk, dark, all the face gone inside. In what way was it not a suffering, you tell me? It was a suffering of the body for sure. Cancer is not easy on anybody. Towards the end, it really troubles you so much. And that time there were no cures available like today. He went through what he had to go through, looking very bad. But he did not suffer, he says. He did not suffer because he was a witness to his own suffering. You are a witness to your own pain. You are a witness to your own sadness. You are a witness to your own misery. You are a witness to your own suffering. And then suddenly you feel you are not anymore connected to it. It doesn't affect you. A gap develops between you and all that. And that is the possibility with jnana, which is not possible with ajnanis. That is the whole thing. I'll take one more shloka maybe. Yeah, one more shloka we can go. A lot of explanations are there, which you can read for yourself. Very nice stories, because all this I was spoken during the COVID time. So that time context was different. I was speaking for majorly the staff and helping them develop that Janaka-like Rajarishi kind of a bhava. Not stuck to their chairs, not egoistic, not being superior to somebody. That's why all these stories are there. You read all these for yourself in the next couple of pages. I will go to the next shloka, which should be somewhere. Where is that next shloka? Page number 183. 183. Kutastham bodham advaitam atmanam paribhavaya abhasoham brahmam muktva bhavam bhaya mathantaram. The same idea of Brahma is continuing, the illusion, idea of illusion is continuing. He says, our problem is that we are wrongly identifying ourselves with our body and mind. And that is the reason why we feel bound. Abhasoham, the illusion of appearances, we believe it to be real. Like the bird thinks there is a real bird inside the mirror. The dog thinks there is a real dog inside the mirror. Likewise, we think that we are real in this body and mind. But we are not. We are only the kutastham. Kutastham means that which is changeless, that is which is steady. Kuta is like a peg to which we anchor a boat or we tie a cow or to that peg. So kutastham, I am steady, I am unshaking. Then what else I am? Bodham advaitam, I am pure awareness, bodha. Advaitam, I am one without the second. Again, the same ideas from the previous shloka. Ekam, Purnam, Mukta, Bodha, things like that. Advaitam, non-dual. Atmanam, Paribhavaya. Knowing that I am that self, Paribhavaya. Contemplate on it. Think about it. Analyze it. Scrutinize it. Understand it. Assimilate it, he is saying. This idea that I am body and the mind, we have happily assimilated. We are strongly abiding in that idea. But he is saying, now don't do that. Start abiding in the idea that you are kutastham, you are immovable in all that which is moving. You are the awareness, not ignorance. You are Advaita, one without the second. We are 3,000 people in this room, but we are only one. Atmanam paribhavaya, that is my nature. Paribhavaya, deeply think like this. Don't think only on superficial basis. And then abhaso aham brahmam muktva, this aham bhava which is there, which identifies with the lower idea of body and mind, that is only abhasa, that is only illusory. This is the Brahma. Knowing, thinking that you are the body which is going to be born and will die and go through all that, it is a Brahma, it is only an illusion. It is not true. Knowing this, become muktva, become free from this illusion. That feeling you develop, bhavam, bahya matantram, that there is an outside, there is an inside, there is an external, there is an internal. These dualities you get rid of. You alone are in everything. You alone are everything. Not even you alone are in everything. You are everything. That feeling, like the wave and the ocean and the water. Wave thinks I am different from the other wave. But at the end of it, they all think we are the ocean. But finally the truth is they are neither the wave nor the ocean, they are water. Likewise, first level you will think I am the wave, that is the body mind. Next you will think no, I am the ocean. Oh, I am a part of God. But you will say neither you are a part of God nor you are different from God. You are God, you are that Brahman is what the idea of. You are the water, and wave and ocean and rivers and lakes, ponds and puddles are all various types or forms or modifications of the same water. But you are water at the end. You are not the wave or ocean or river or whatever comes out of it. So that idea that you are that changeless, non-dual, pure consciousness, and give up the illusion that I am mere appearance of all these things. You are not. And abandon all the notions of inner and outer objects, that this is inside me, that is outside. That's why some people say, Swamiji, this is world, that is God. I said, that is your problem. I am doing God's work, I am doing my work. That is your problem. You think like that. You can think both are God's work also. Many people say, I am a housewife, how will I ever gain knowledge? I said, why you can't gain knowledge? You do your duty properly, thinking that it is God's work, and then also you will gain knowledge. There is a story in Mahabharata. There is one man, a young saint, who does some meditation and thinks that he has attained some great jnana. But when he was meditating, a crow sits on the top of the branch of the tree and poops on his head. And this man is extremely angry. How could you dirty me? And he looks with anger, and that crow is burnt into ashes. And now that his meditation is all disturbed, he goes out, he's hungry, he has to beg for food. So he looks around, goes to a village, knocks on a door, and there is a woman inside, a householder, and he begs for alms, for food. She says, wait there at the door, I'm serving my husband, I will come in a little while and then give you what you want. He gets so angry, he says, how dare you ask me to wait? You rather come and serve me first and do everything else later. You know who I am. She comes and says, just because you can open your eyes and burn a crow, don't think that you can burn me too. And he's shocked. He says, you are a normal lady, you never meditated in the forest like me. How did you know that this crow thing I just did just now? She said, I am not doing any yagna, yaga, meditation. I am just doing my duty as a service to the divine. And that is the reason why I am whatever I am. I am a yogini in that way. So you can do your duty, but do it with that right attitude. Na kartasi, na bhoktasi, mukta evasi sarvada. I am not the doer, I am not the enjoyer. I am a witness, and everything is being done is an offering to God. Yad karoshi, yad juhoshi. Everything is offered to God. With that feeling, you do your daily chores. Who said this is a lower job and this is a higher job? Everything is okay. Everything is divine. No job is greater or lesser. Karmane namaha. Every action is okay as long as it is being done with the right attitude, that you are not the doer, you are not the enjoyer. You are the Sakshi Bhuta to everything. It passes through you. It happens. You are not doing it. It happens. That idea, if you develop, that idea, then all this illusion that you are the thing other than this will disappear. Once that disappears, you are free. You are free. Everything is divinity. There was one, just for children's sake, there was this story of the prince of Kashi. This man was very much in love with a girl, a princess it seems, and he wanted to marry her only. And he was very sad because while the people were looking for suitable, suitors for him, but he was not happy with anyone whom he saw. So his uncle was very close to me, said, what is that? Why you are not accepting any proposal? What's wrong? He says, I have somebody in mind, but I do not know where she is. But I want to marry her only. Uncle says, tell me where she is. You are the king. We will get her for you. He says, I do not know where she is, but I only have seen her photo. He says, where is that? It's in our basement. So take me there. Who is this girl? What is the photo? So he takes his uncle down to the basement and shows that photo, which is a painting done of a girl. He says, this is the girl I really like to marry. I would like to marry. Uncle laughs his stomach out. He says, oh fool, this is not any girl. This is you. When you were young, your mother dressed you up like a girl. Lot of Indian mothers are notoriously known for such terrible things. They take the boys, put choti and all that, put bindi, put frocks, and dress them up and take pictures after that, and rest of the life the boy is tormented. But this poor prince of Kashi thought that is another girl that he has to marry. Their uncle says, this is not another girl, this is you. Then once he realizes all his pain and suffering and longing and sorrow disappears. Abhasa, that illusion that I am that girl, and then suffer. Suffer, there is me and there is that girl, and I need to get married and become one with her. No way, you are already one with her. You are that. Where is the second one to get married and become one? You are already that. There is none other than you. This is the idea of Advaita. Advaitam Atmanam. You are one without the second. Paribhavaya. Think about it. Think deeply about it. Meditate on it. Contemplate on it. Just don't read it and say, I know. You don't know unless you experience. And Abhasoham Brahma Muktva. This idea of another is a Brahma, is the illusion. Get rid of it. Become free from that. And that there is something inside, something outside, like the bird in the mirror. None of this is true. You are that. You are that all the time as you are. One concept I will teach. This is about, again from Jagadrishya Viveka. It says there are 5 things for everyone. Asti, Bhati, Priyam, Rupa, Namam, iti Panchanchakam. 5 amshas are there, 5 aspects are there to everyone. This has been mentioned somewhere in the book, I don't remember where, but I am just mentioning now. 5 things are there. Asti, Bhati, Priyam, Rupam, Namam, Panchamshakam. The first 3, Asti, Bhati, Priyam, Adyatrayam, Brahma Rupam. They are associated with the idea of Brahman. And Jagad Rupam, Tatodvayam. The next 2 are associated with the world. What are these 5 things? Asti means it exists. All of us exist, so this is one aspect of us. Asti. Bhati is aware, it's knowledge. It is not dead or unaware. It is aware. That is the second aspect. Do we have that awareness in us? Yes, we are. Otherwise we can't listen, we can't experience anything. Bhati. Priyam. It's also very enjoyable, very sweet, very lovable, very desirable that way. So Priyam, it has that nature of sweetness and lovability. Priyam. These are the 3. Remember, these 3 are also the qualities of Brahman, he says. Though Brahman has no particular quality, but for us who cannot appreciate, we have to have some reference point, isn't it? What it is like to be Brahman. If Brahman is within me, which aspect of that Brahman is within me? Asti, Bhati, Priyam. The existence, the awareness and the joy of it. They are in me also, just as it is in a pure Jnani. It exists in a Jnani also, all these 3. But what is the problem? The other next 2 aspects are the problem. Nama Rupam, name and form. Once name and form come into this existence, awareness and joy, they cover it. They hide the truth. And then we start seeing only the name and form and that start getting entangled in that. That is the abhasa. In the sloka it is mentioned. Abhasoham. That illusion, that understanding of separateness comes because of the form and the name that we all have. But deep inside the form and the name, we also have the existence, awareness and the joy of that. That also exists in all of us. But we don't realize that. Why? Because we don't pay attention to it. That is why saying paribhavaya, paribhavaya. Focus on those aspects also in you. You are only focusing on the nama rupa aspects. If you have some gold with you, let us say, you have made a bangle out of it or a chain out of it or some jewelry. You know it as my chain or my bangle or my necklace or whatever. When you go to a jeweler's shop and tell, I want to know the worth of it, he is not going to look at the worth of necklace separately, worth of bangles. He will take all that, put it on a weighing scale, and finally he'll check the purity and say, this is the worth of the gold. He's not interested in your jewelry designs. He's only interested in how much gold is inside that jewelry, which is what he is interested in. Because that is the value. He'll melt it all once you sell it to him. He'll melt it all, make it into a blob of gold, that's it. A nugget of gold. The necklace will disappear, ring will disappear, chain will disappear, and what will remain is gold. Now gold has an existence, yes, asti. It's not an illusion, it exists there in the jeweler's shop. 2, bhati, it shines or it has a property of gold, which is shining. Like we have a property of awareness, gold has the property of shine. Does it have? Yes, bhati. Priyam, is it an enjoyable thing? You can feel it, you can enjoy it? Yes, you can. But 2 things went missing, nama and rupa. The bangle as a name and bangle as a form has gone missing. Now you only see the gold over there. Likewise, we are made of these 5 aspects. But our problem is our whole focus is on the last 2 aspects, Jagat Rupam, which causes this Jagat, this illusion, this Abhasa. We focus only on the name and form, how beautiful he is, what is his name, what is, all the time focusing on the, we are not able to focus on the inner aspects, which is the divinity in us. So beyond name and form, the divinity exists is what he's saying. So when these name and form, Sri Krishna, Arjuna asks, who is better between the 2 who worship the form and the name and the one who does not worship the form and name? What does Krishna say? Klesho dikarates tesham. Klesha is adhika. Difficulty is more for those who formless, who worship the formless. Te klesho dikataras tesham. Avyakta sakta chetasam. Avyakta hi gathir dukkha. Dehavadbhiravapyate. Because we are body conscious, our whole focus is on Nama Rupa. We can't understand anything beyond Nama Rupa. So we also want to see God in a Nama Rupa only. A small elephant will think a big elephant is a God. A small animal will think a bigger animal is a God. Because it can only imagine God in the way it is. It can't imagine another way of God. Why we put these hands and legs to gods? Because we believe they will be like us. They are superhumans. They are superhumans. So they are gods. But our system says that while that is true in a way, because everything can have name and form, but the real existence is beyond names and forms. It's like the melted gold, not the bangles, chains and necklaces. That is the way God exists in all. Like the gold exists in necklace, gold exists in bangle, gold exists in the chain. Likewise, God exists in all of us as Asti Bhati Priyam. But whole problem of ours is we focus on the form and name, Nama Rupa, and keep struggling. This Nama Rupa is the Abhasa Bhava, that which is external or internal, whichever way you think. But we are mukt. Gold is free. Gold is not bound by necklace or chain or gold is gold. Even in necklace it is gold. Even in chain it is gold. Gold has not undergone any difficulty or changes. In the same modifications have happened, but gold remains there. It is indestructible. Chain is destructible. So Nama and Rupa is the part of the destructible world. Asti Bhati Priyam is the part of the indestructible Brahman. So what is that in which does not move, does not get destroyed? It always is the one without the second. It's always free from names and forms. It is that Brahma Tattva which is like the gold in all the ornaments. You think about it a little bit more, you sit and meditate on whatever we have learned so far. So far is good because these are all very subtle ideas. You can go on reading as much as you want. I have also given some cross references from Mundaka Upanishads and other places. In Mundaka Upanishad and Viveka Chudamani and some cross references are there. You please read for yourself. I will not go through it again and again. Whatever I have explained, if you have understood this much, I think that is good enough. Now you know why all this Paravidya in our institution. Why I insist on spiritual knowledge alongside the material knowledge of the subjects. Because without that, we will only be focusing on this Nama Rupa, the external aspects, and we will never fathom the internal unity of everything. Our goal in life will be very misguided. We would be aiming for something which is not real. We will be running behind shadows and mirages. We will never go for the real thing. We will think our degrees are important, our name and fame are important, our employment and whatever wealth is important, our relationships and our positions are important, and we will keep working towards that, till the end. We will never ever get out of it because we are not even aware that there is something else exists beyond this, which is divinity. That's why Vidya Veditavya. That's why both kinds of educations are taught in our institution. And my whole effort to turn or transform our education system 5-6 years ago was towards this. Even in a medical school like place where everybody will shudder to even talk of Bhagavad Gita and Upanishads, I have made it a point that everybody must learn. In fact, earlier I told all 5 evenings they have to learn. Thursday, Sunday they come to satsang. The remaining evenings, every evening they also have to learn Upanishads. Then they came crying and complaining to me saying, we only need time for homework and thing and that and this and all that. Then I said, okay, from 5 days I'll make it 3 days. I'll relax it a bit. So 3 days they still have to learn all these scriptures. And of course the rest of the time they do their homework and studies and other things because it's a little intense, it is a little demanding. The syllabus is too much. But for everybody else there's also evening to be spent. That's how we Indians spent our evenings. We worked whole day. When Rajasic Kala was there we worked, and Sattvic Kala we prayed and meditated on higher things. In Tamasic Kala we rested. But today it's all upside down. All Tamasic Kala people are awake and doing all kinds of things. Rajasic Kala they are sleeping. And Sattvic Kala they are all running behind work. They've confused themselves thoroughly. Why? Because they don't know what they want in life. They are aiming for the wrong thing. It's like the Prince of Kashi who is looking for something which does not exist. And all life is spent. Imagine. So spirituality, is it to be taught at the end of your life once you retire? No, it should be taught right in the beginning of your life. So that your life is correct. You are living correctly. These desires, these ambitions, this selfishness will disappear. Even theoretically, Swalpamapyasya dharmasya, little bit of the spirituality if you learn. How much effort has been put, you know how much, sometimes I feel like talking about it to people. How much accusations came to me. I was personally singled out and accused for ruining the education system of Lokaseva. Taking it away from CBSE and Karnataka board. How many parents have written to me abusive letters saying you are going to ruin the future of the children. And many people, they enjoyed the benefits of this place. They wanted their children to study here. But they did not want them to study up all this Bhagavad Gita and Paravidya and things like that. So their anger was, we want our children to be here, but because of you, we can't keep them here because you are teaching all these kinds of things, but we don't want this to be taught. I told them go, but they don't want to go also. They want to enjoy this place and benefits that come out of it. But still, at the same time, they are accusing me of doing this. Forget them. Our own internal people could not comprehend what I was trying. Why I was trying. This is what manasanyat, karmanyanyat, vachananyat. This is what is happening. Because we said we all spiritual people, we are Bharatiyas, we must all attain jnana and wisdom and Advaita and all blah blah blah. But are we really working towards it? We were not. We were not even taking it seriously. The same thing I am telling devotees also. You are all wanting to be Brahma Jnana. Moksha. Everybody knows moksha is the goal of the life. Are you really sincerely working towards it? Have you made the changes in your lifestyle, in your thought, in your words, in your actions towards this? Or you are just skimming the surface and fooling yourself that somehow you will get a Brahma Jnana at the end. It won't happen. I am very sincere about it because he said, before Brahma Jnana and after Brahma Jnana, nothing changes. You don't become a mendicant, a monk, a renunciate, a beggar on the street. No, none of these ideas are true. You only become a better person. You are free, you are happy, you are peaceful. And you know how to deal with the world, which will anyway keep coming in your way every now and then. Is it a bad idea to develop Brahma Jnana then? No, nobody is scaring you to shave your head and wear ochre, or cut off your relations and change your name and run away to a forest and beg on the streets. Nobody is saying that. Our spirituality is not that. This is why Ashtavakra is important, because he teaches Janaka this. You don't have to run away from your kingdom just because you have got wisdom. Become a better king. Become a better king now with the power of this wisdom with you. But are you sincere is my whole question. My answer, no, I keep going back. Sincerity is there or not? Sincerity is there. Are you really keen about it? Mukti michchasi chetat. Are you really serious about? If you're not serious, then why all this? No, you can feel good that you are hanging around here for 100 days. It's a nice escape from otherwise the terrible world that you all generally live in. For students, it's a nice escape from the studies and other activities which is very grueling. But what is the point at the end? So there is a nice Dasarapada I've selected for today. It's by Allama Prabhu, which says, Pranati ide, batti ide, Jyoti belakavade. There is a lamp, there is a wick, no oil. Do you think light is going to happen? Guru ide, linga vide. Guru is also there. Linga means, in Lingayat they worship a god as linga. Both are there. But for Shishyada Sugyanodaya Ankurisidanakara, Bhakti Yallido. Where is the Bhakti? Where is this deep inquiry? Saswarupa Anusandhanam. Where is it? If it's not there, do you think Jnana is going to happen to the Shishya? Like that he questions. And Soham Yambuddha Keli, you keep chanting, I am God, but you don't do any work towards it. Daso Havamala Dode. Atigadeva Guheshwara. Will you ever transcend? Will you ever realize divinity? So don't fool around with Guru, that's the first thing. Don't fool around with yourself. If you're sincere, be at it, be completely dedicated to that idea, not half-heartedly. That is the idea. So he will sing that.
प्रणति दे बत्ती दे ज्योति बेळगुवोडे प्रणति दे बत्ती दे ज्योति बेळगुवोडे प्रणति दे बत्ती दे ज्योति बेळगुवोडे प्रणति दे प्रणति दे प्रणति दे बत्ती दे ज्योति बेळगुवोडे तैलविल्लदे प्रभितानेल्लियदो तैलविल्लदे प्रभितानेल्लियदो प्रणति दे बत्ती दे ज्योति बेळगुवोडे तैलविल्लदे प्रभितानेल्लियदो तैलविल्लदे प्रभितानेल्लियदो ಬೆಳಗುವುದೇ. ಗುರುವಿದೆ ಲಿಂಗವಿದೆ, ಗುರುವಿದೆ ಲಿಂಗವಿದೆ, ಶಿಷ್ಯನ ಸುಜ್ಞಾನೋದಯವಾಗದ ನಕ್ಕರ. ಗುರುವಿದೆ ಲಿಂಗವಿದೆ, ಗುರುವಿದೆ ಲಿಂಗವಿದೆ, ಶಿಷ್ಯನ ಸುಜ್ಞಾನೋದಯವಾಗದ ನಕ್ಕರ. ಭಕ್ತಿಯಲ್ಲಿಯದೋ, ಭಕ್ತಿಯಲ್ಲಿಯದೋ. ಸೋಹಂ ಎಂಬುದ ಕೇಳಿ ದಾಸೋಹವ ಮಾಡದಿದ್ದೋಡೆ. ಸೋಹಂ ಎಂಬುದ ಕೇಳಿ ಆ ಆ ಸೋಹಂ ಎಂಬುದ ಕೇಳಿ ದಾಸೋಹವ ಮಾಡದಿದ್ದೋಡೆ. ಅತಿಗಳೇವ ಗುಹೇಶ್ವರ, ಅತಿಗಳೇವ ಗುಹೇಶ್ವರ. ಸೋಹಂ ಎಂಬುದ ಕೇಳಿ ದಾಸೋಹವ ಮಾಡದಿದ್ದೋಡೆ. ಅತಿಗಳೇವ ಗುಹೇಶ್ವರ, ಅತಿಗಳೇವ ಗುಹೇಶ್ವರ. ಪ್ರಣತಿದೆ ಬತ್ತಿದೆ ಜ್ಯೋತಿ ಬೆಳಗುಗೊಡೆ. ತೈಲವಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಪ್ರಭೆ ತಾನೆಲ್ಲಿಯದೋ, ತೈಲವಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಪ್ರಭೆ ತಾನೆಲ್ಲಿಯದೋ. ಪ್ರಣತಿದೆ ಬತ್ತಿದೆ ಜ್ಯೋತಿ ಬೆಳಗುಗೊಡೆ. ಗುರುವಿದೆ ಲಿಂಗವಿದೆ, ಗುರುವಿದೆ ಲಿಂಗವಿದೆ, ಶಿಷ್ಯನ ಸುಜ್ಞಾನೋದಯವಾಗದ ನಕ್ಕರ. ಭಕ್ತಿಯಲ್ಲಿಯದೋ, ಓ ಭಕ್ತಿಯಲ್ಲಿಯದೋ. ಸೋಹಂ ಎಂಬುದ ಕೇಳಿ ದಾಸೋಹವ ಮಾಡದಿದ್ದೋಡೆ. ಅತಿಗಳೇವ ಗುಹೇಶ್ವರ, ಅತಿಗಳೇವ ಗುಹೇಶ್ವರ. ಪ್ರಣತಿದೆ ಬತ್ತಿದೆ ಜ್ಯೋತಿ ಬೆಳಗುಗೊಡೆ. ತೈಲವಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಪ್ರಭೆ ತಾನೆಲ್ಲಿಯದೋ, ತೈಲವಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಪ್ರಭೆ ತಾನೆಲ್ಲಿಯದೋ. ಪ್ರಣತಿದೆ ಬತ್ತಿದೆ ಜ್ಯೋತಿ ಬೆಳಗುಗೊಡೆ. ಜ್ಯೋತಿ ಬೆಳಗುಗೊಡೆ, ಜ್ಯೋತಿ ಬೆಳಗುಗೊಡೆ.
सर्वसुगुणसिन्धवे सकलसुजनबन्धवे सर्वसुगुणसिन्धवे सकलसुजनबन्धवे गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमङ्गलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमङ्गलम् दीनदुःखितपोषकाय दानधर्मप्रेरकाय दीनदुःखितपोषकाय दानधर्मप्रेरकाय सर्वलोकहितरकाय सर्वमङ्गलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमङ्गलम् प्रेरणादवर्धकाय विश्वशान्तिस्थापकाय प्रेरणादवर्धकाय विश्वशान्तिस्थापकाय ब्रह्मज्ञानबोधकाय नित्यमङ्गलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमङ्गलम् सदय हृदयराजिताय सुमन सदन शङ्कराय सदय हृदयराजिताय सुमन सदन शङ्कराय शरणमुक्तिकारणाय मोक्षमङ्गलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमङ्गलम् सत्यसायिनः प्रियाय सत्यप्रेम विग्रहाय सत्यसायिनः प्रियाय सत्यप्रेम विग्रहाय नित्यशुद्धनिर्मलाय नित्यमङ्गलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय नित्यमङ्गलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमङ्गलम् ॐ जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी सत्य साई हरे भक्तजना संरक्षक भक्तजना संरक्षक प्रतिमहेश्वर ॐ जय जगदीश हरे शशिवदना श्रीकरा सर्वा प्राणपते स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपते आश्रितकल्पलतीका आश्रितकल्पलतीका आपद्बान्धवा ॐ जय जगदीश हरे मातपिता गुरुदैवमु मर्यन्तयु नीवे स्वामी मर्यन्तयु नीवे नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथा नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथा नागेन्द्राशयन ॐ जय जगदीश हरे ओंकाररूप ओजस्वी साई महादेव सद्गुरु साई महादेवा मंगलहारति अंतुको मंगलहारति अंतुको मंगलगिरिधारी ॐ जय जगदीश हरे नारायण नारायण ॐ सत्यनारायण नारायण नारायण ॐ नारायण नारायण ॐ सत्यनारायण नारायण ॐ सत्यनारायण नारायण ॐ जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ॐ सत्यनारायण नारायण नारायण ॐ नारायण नारायण ॐ सत्यनारायण नारायण ॐ सत्यनारायण नारायण ॐ जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ॐ सत्यनारायण नारायण नारायण ॐ नारायण नारायण ॐ सत्यनारायण नारायण ॐ सत्यनारायण नारायण ॐ जय सद्गुरुदेवा शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोका सुखिनो जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय। जय बोलो सद्गुरु श्री मधुसूदन साई